championship through the My Race Pass app. Simulate drivers, warm-up time for simulate drivers, and on the track right now is the
Our drivers, let's pick the pace up here. Caution, caution, caution. That'll complete your hot laps, drivers. caution, caution, caution. That'll complete your hot laps. Caution, caution, caution. That'll complete your hot lap session.
Checkered out on our fourth and final group of late model Sportsman drivers. Cody Kirshner, the best of that group, fifth overall, but he will be at 21.153.
Also on track as he wants to pull up this. It's not drivers coming down the front road. 4-5.
Hey, to Blake Reed out of Hagerstown, also out on the track with us as well. We mentioned it's 51 points actually between Yonker and Dylan Beavers right now. 76 of Jesse Daniels, little contact with that turn 2 wall moments ago, and is headed off into the pits. So we'll wind him back up for a little bit more action before we throw the checker. All right, group number 1 wrapping up. Beavers in the 62. He'll be tops on the board, 24.322 seconds right now.
Caution, caution, drivers. Caution on the front stretch. Caution, this will complete your hot laps, drivers.
All right, group number 1 of our Crown Vic machines. Jonathan Barron trying to pick up where he left off a few weeks ago. Right now, he's top time on the board in group number 1.
My driver's track is clear. Go ahead and pick up your pace. caution, drivers. That'll complete your hot laps.
Well, race fans, it's that time of evening for our award presentation, our opening ceremonies. If at this time you could rise as you are able, as tonight we will deliver our invocation to be followed by our national anthem. A couple of weekends ago, we had a very unique honoring of a driver, and that was Sam Nally out of Knoxville, Maryland. Denny Bonebrake, one of our legendary drivers, was in Wesley's car, and they spread Sam's ashes here on the front straightaway. During the course of our 2025 season, it seems like, unfortunately, there have been all too many times in which we've had to honor someone who has passed away that's a member of our racing family. And although this gentleman has not been with us for quite some time as far as being part of the Speedway, tonight the reason our water truck and all of our track working vehicles are set up on the back straightaway is we honor this gentleman, and that man is Randy Grove. Fans, for decades, Hagerstown has been the stomping grounds for some of the most legendary racing talent. When you think of Hagerstown, the names of Armel, Bonebrake, Stuhler, Franklin, Durborough, they are the true patriarchs of racing excellence. And most recently, the legendary Sam Nally, whose ashes were spread on this hallowed racing ground just 2 weeks ago. They say drivers are only as good as the equipment and their crew. But there's another factor that enters into the equation of excellence, and thus yet another legend that we honor this evening. Tonight we remember Randy Grove. For decades, the Grove family name has been a vital part of the success of those drivers and that of Hagerstown Speedway. Randy spent the better part of his life at Hagerstown preparing the track each week, working tirelessly during the week and weekends, providing one of the best racing surfaces, putting Hagerstown Speedway on the map as not just one of the best tracks regionally, but one of the most well-known and revered tracks in the country. As a young boy in elementary school, Randy did everything he could to help the Speedway, from picking up trash as well as many other menial tasks to learning the art of preparing a racetrack from his father, John. Randy just wanted to be a part of Hagerstown. Before the days of two-way communication in the cars with drivers, officials would have to physically place drivers in their positions. Once the track was prepared, Randy would be one of those people who would take on that task. And when that big burly frame of a man came out on the track, legend says the drivers not only respected Randy's orders, the car itself would find its way into its proper spot. But much like those fierce, intimidating-looking officials, Randy was a true teddy bear. His presence commanded respect, but he also earned the love and appreciation from so many that knew his gentle side. When the Speedway was done for the night, Randy's job was just starting. Not only that evening, but on many Sundays, doing a variety of chores that many of us take for granted. And while we've lost Randy to the good Lord, we can be comforted in the fact that he's now at total peace, running that big grader in the sky. As we mourn the loss of a great man, we're so grateful to the man who helped to build Hagerstown Speedway. From this day on, the list of legends: Armel, Bonebrake, Stuhler, Franklin, Durborough, and now Grove. Rest in peace, my good friend. This is for you, Randy Grove. Our dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for giving us this beautiful evening of racing. We couldn't ask for a better month of August and some of the most beautiful weather you have given us, and which for that we are truly grateful. But even more so, we are grateful for the angel you gave us for many years to look over this Speedway 7 days a week, day and night, and that was Randy Grove. He lived right up the street, across the bridge, right up the hill here, and Randy was always available no matter what needed to be done here at this Speedway. Randy helped build the Speedway that we now have the luxury of being at each and every Saturday night, and we will always be thankful for Randy, Nancy, and Nan, who are all in some way, shape, or form a part of Hagerstown Speedway. Whether preparing a track, working the concession stands, or driving a race car, the Grove family name has lived on for many years as one of the names of excellence, and will for many years. Leading our truck out there tonight is Brian Jones, someone who talked to Randy every day and got his expertise on how to learn how to prepare this Speedway and do the best job he can. And even though there are times where we have adverse conditions, and we have had some lately, we ask, Lord, that you always help us to fight back. Have Randy help us to get that track back where we need it to be, so our drivers will have the best racing surface and our fans will have the best racing experience. Through it all, you've given us some great workers here, and they are led by a legend in Randy Grove, who has enabled us to provide a great racing facility and atmosphere for all of our racing fans. We're so grateful to all of our wonderful children who are here tonight that will have one great experience in their life to ride around in a race car, to get some wonderful prizes here this evening, and also have a great night with mom, dad, brothers and sisters, the grandparents, the aunts and uncles. It's a great racing atmosphere, and we're so grateful that you have provided all of this to us to give us this tonight. We ask that you keep our drivers safe out on the racetrack, as well as their crew members and the jobs they do. And as we leave this speedway, we ask that you keep each and every one of us safe in our journeys back home and afford us the opportunity to be back here yet another time when we race again, to be together as friends and family. In your precious name we pray. Amen. That's for you, Randy. Thank you so much. When we go to green here tonight in heat race number 1, good point battles. Our congrats out to Kyler Upperman, our Booz Brothers Performance Crate Late Model Champion. He nailed that down a couple of weekends ago here at Hagerstown. We will find 3 more champions tonight through our qualifying and feature event process as we get set for the first of 2 8-lap qualifiers. Our back-to-school night begins with Late Model Sportsman's. All right, green is out. Jonathan Raley starting back on the inside to row number 2, grabbing the lead. Jacob Piper in the 21 to the outside. Here they go back for lap number 1 of 8. Raley will get the lead. Piper into second. Anderson back into third. Going to be the 149. Kyle Lear holding on to fourth. Piper very strong on that outside, trying to dig and find the advantage. Raley using that low side momentum off of turn number 2. Again eases by that Mercersburg, PA driver. Side by side in turn number 3 and 4. Raley hugging the guardrail down bottom. Piper really up top, and he'll grab the lead. Speaking of Piper, here on lap number 2. Lear will move his way up into third. Going to be Braden Anderson in fourth, and Cody Breeden in the 14 moved up from the inside. Of row number 4, he's right now top 5. Followed by the 88C of Chuck Cox as they come back for lap 3. Way up the track, 25, and that's going to be Braden Anderson making contact with the outside retaining wall. He has still continued on, and looks like all the tires are up on the car as he limps his way by here on the front straightaway. Tough break for that driver to Bunker Hill, West Virginia. Started 4th as Piper now stretches that lead out, and he gets the cross flags this time halfway on the board. Caution will be out. Anderson couldn't make it to the pit area. He drifted high over in turn number 2 in our Jesse James Automart. Caution, the first of the night coming out.
Nice consistent pace here, front row. Nice consistent pace. Going green in 4.
He's made some progress as he's now up into 4th as we get set for the restart off of turn number 4. Green is out, and Rayleigh powers around Piper and puts that 25 right in front, and that's really going to change things off of 2. Lear will go into second, but look at Breeden to the bottom side. He has got a good run down the backstretch. Lear says no, not yet, and we'll go 2x2 racing for the top 4 spots. Almost trouble in the wall for Breeden down to the bottom side. He'll have to gather it back up. It will be Rayleigh leading lap number 5. Piper and Lear side by side. They are log jammed up. Here goes Piper back to the outside. Rayleigh pretty much almost put the brakes on. And the 88C of Chuck Cox now has moved around Cody Breeden up into the number 4 position. Breeden is 5th, 25 of Braden Anderson. He's gathered himself back up. He's in the number 6 spot as Piper comes back for 2 laps to go. It'll be Rayleigh in 2nd. Lear holding on to 3rd. Piper way high off of turn number 2, and he had to gather it back up. By the time he does, there is Rayleigh. The 25 draws even, and now here they go. White flag will be in the air this time by Piper on the high side. Jonathan Rayleigh down low. Lear in the middle. It'll be Piper back for the white flag. Final lap down the back straightaway as it's going to be Jacob Piper in the 21 off of turn number 4. And Piper clearly coming away with heat race number 1. The Mercersburg, PA driver will take it. It's going to be the 25 of Rayleigh in 2nd. Kyle Lear, Cody Breeden, and Chuck Cox. They will be the top 5.
Drivers, let's tighten it up on the backstretch here. Front row, let's have a good, steady pace. Going green in 4.
As Lee Ziegler, 381's in the field right now tonight. It's going to be the 81G of DJ Garrett joining him up on the front row. Trouble for Ziegler. Spins it in turn 1 and 2. Cody Kirshner, and looks like the 37S of Wesley Bonebrake also couldn't avoid contact, and the Jesse James Automart caution back out on the speedway. That will be their version of their small car nationals. Crate late models will be in action on that Friday night for a full show, but the late model Sportsmans will be on hand Saturday, and you can mix in Simulates, Pure Stocks, Crown Vics, four-wheel or front-wheel drive 4-cylinder cars. A lot of action in 2 days for our small cars. Green, meanwhile, is back on the track for the restart here in our late model Sportsman heat race. It'll be Garrett and Booz, the 81G in the number 2, and the B2 of Brian Booz will power by and up into the number 1 spot. Murphy and Latham will be side by side for 3rd. 12 of Bobby Beard right now heads the Charger cars behind him in 5th, and Murphy almost spins it in 3 and 4. He'll gather it back up, and almost a 3-wide battle coming. He will be side by side with Garrett at the stripe, and all this battling allows Booz already to pull away to a half-turn lead. Murphy will slide up the banking. Latham will take 2 off of turn number 2. The 6 will go from 4th to 2nd, and here comes the 12 of Bobby Beard to the inside of Garrett. That will move him up into 4th. Booz the leader here at lap 2. Latham will be in 2nd spot. Murphy in 3rd. Beard in 4th, and Garrett, the 81G, rounding out the early top 5. Jesmer in the 81 trying to find his way around the track. He had some good laps early in his warm-ups and now trying to get that car dialed in this 8-lap qualifier as Booz brings him back for lap number 3. Once in 2nd, Latham, he's comfortable in that position, but the battle was on behind him. Going to be Beard to the inside. Murphy for the battle for 3rd. Garrett will be in 5th position. Here comes the 2+2 of Cody Kirshner to the outside. He's trying to pluck off another spot. Looks like he'll gain a top 5 off of turn number 2 down the back chute. Halfway this time by, 4 in the books, 4 to go for Brian Booz, trying to add to that total here in late model Sportsman action tonight. 10-point lead coming into tonight's late model Sportsman championship run over Cody Breeden. And right now Booz with a half straightaway lead over Austin Latham. 000 of Dale Murphy, the 12 of Bobby Beard, and the 2+2 of Cody Kirshner, the top 5 here at lap 5. Third on back, still a log jam as Bobby Beard looking to see if he can move up one more notch in the order before it's over. He's putting the pressure on Murphy. Meanwhile, 2 to go here on the front straightaway for Brian Booz. Latham comfortably in the number 2 spot. Murphy, Beard, and Kirshner. But here comes Bonebreak in the 37F. He had to start further back after the early incident. And right now he's working to the inside of Kirshner, trying to get that number 5 position off that second turn. He'll get the good run down low. White flag for Booze, and Bonebreak goes up into the number 5 spot. Well, down the back straightaway, Booze, a one-time feature winner at Greencastle, PA, trying to reel in a championship. And off at turn 4, he gets his night started off right as Brian Booze in the B2 taking the second late model Sportsman qualifier. Going to be the 6 of Austin Latham coming home second. 2x2 racing from third on back. Bobby Beard looked like he had the third spot, bobbled, and that will give Dale Murphy third, Beard in fourth, and the 37F of Wesley Bonebreak. He'll rebound for the number 5 spot.
3 and 4, high and 3 and 4. Checker flag drivers, good job. I need the top 3 through the scales. The B2 to 6 and the 000 to the scales, please. Again, stay high and 3 and 4.
Simulates and big strong.
All right, drivers, that's a good pace on the front row here. Let's keep that the same. Everybody stack up on the back stretch. We're going green out of 4.
Alan Brannon, Jason Giesemann, Dylan Wilson, and Ronnie Dennis, the most recent winner a couple of weekends ago. Dylan not here, a big wreck a couple of weekends ago, along with the 80 of Isaiah Miller and also Shane McQuay in that 3D. They all had a big wreck here on the front straightaway. Wishing all those drivers well and wishing they were here as we get the green flag in our 5-lap qualifier for the semi-late division. Going to be Ronnie Dennis out of the chute, grabbing the lead. Turns into second. Kent using that momentum down the back chute. Pulls up by the 33 of Scotty Nelson in the battle for third, and Stoner in the 21 working top shelf early as he works around some of the drivers further back in that top 5, around Giesemann, around Schneider, and that will put the 21 of Stoner up into 5th. Dennis and Kearns, car length separation. Right now Nelson trying to pinch Kent down. It's going to be almost a 3-wide battle, but a trouble behind him. The 69 of Dwayne Schneider spins it off of that second turn, and our latest Jesse James Automart caution makes its way out.
A good pace front row. Let's keep that there. Everybody stack up. Going green in 4.
All right, field entering the Jesse James Automart restart zone. Ronnie Dennis, Brian Kearns up front. Here we go. 1 lap of 5 complete here in semi-late action tonight. Tied 4-car battle. Steve Kent, Scotty Nelson up there with him likewise. Going to be Kearns grabbing the lead from Ronnie Dennis on the outside as he takes that number 1 spot. Here comes Stoner and Dennis down bottom. Kent's on the high side. Dennis in second. Trouble, and one driver in the wall down the back straightaway.
Caution, caution, drivers, caution. Drivers, track is clear. We're going this time. Front row, let's get tight. Everybody stack up behind. Going green out of 4.
But in the meantime, we're set to get back to green. The Jesse James Automart restart zone. 1 is down, 4 to go. Kearns got the edge on Dennis last time. Let's see what he does this time by. And again, Brian Kearns will take that car into turn number 1 and 2 and grab the lead. Dennis and Kent will be side by side, but there's that low side momentum. Dennis will grab the number 2 position. Kent to third, Stoner, Nelson, and here comes Giesemann at the 81 down to the inside likewise. Very tight top 6 as they come back for lap number 2. Kearns the only one with hardly any pressure on him as he's got about a 3-4 car length advantage. The log jam is in second, but Stoner eliminates that. He'll put the 21 up into second. Dennis goes back to third. Kent trying to work that high line. The 1C pulls to the outside of Dennis, and we'll see if he can snare that number 3 position, and will do it off turn number 4. Top 5 made up by the 33 of Nelson, 81 of Giesemann, and the 69 of Schneider. 2 laps to go went by that time for the 83. Again, pure stocks for heat race number 1. You should be at the staging area. Man with trouble in the 81 machine, off the pace a little bit down the back chute. White flag in the meantime is going to be out for the 83 of Brian Kearns. 2-time winner being challenged by a 2-time winner, being chased by a 3-time winner and a point leader. as they work it off into turn number 2. And final time for the 83 of Brian Kearns at Cross Junction, Virginia. He'll move it down to the bottom middle side of turn 3 and 4. And our Simulate winner tonight will be the 83 of Brian Kearns. Stoner swung it way wide as holds on. Steve Kent was on the charge, but Jason Stoner will get second. Kent will be third. The 19 of Ronnie Dennis and the 33 of Scotty Nelson. They will be the top 5 in our Simulate Heat event. Again, coming in tonight, Yonker with a 51-point edge over the 62 of Dylan Beavers in the battle for that Pure Stock Championship. A lot of very strong cars still yet to win, and the 66 of Dave Friedrich being one of them as he starts on the front row with the 5-time winner Keith Reed. 5 laps of distance in Pure Stock qualifier number 1. Well, Reed will get that top spot down the straightaway, but then swings it wide, opening the door for Friedrich down bottom, and Ecton's 57 is right there likewise. Reed will hold that number 1 spot. Going to be Ecton pulling even with Friedrich down in turn 3 and 4. The 17 yellow Randy Lindenberg trying to make it a 3-wide battle off of turn number 4. Lap number 1 to Keith Reed, Ecton, Friedrich, Lindenberg, and Yonker. They are the top 5. Friedrich falling back a little bit. Ecton gets that number 2 position. Now it's Friedrich and Lindenberg trying to battle hard for the number 3 position down the back chute. Cody Christie, the 13, back there in the number 6 position, not far behind, watching these battles and playing catch up pretty good as Reed takes him back for lap 2. Again, Pure Stocks, heat race number 2. Pure Stock drivers, heat race number 2 to the staging area, please. Single file action this time off of turn number 2. Going to be Reed with about a 5 car length advantage over Ecton. Another 3 back to Lindenberg, 4 more back to Friedrich. And then the 31 of Yonker right on his heels as they work their way back for 2 laps to go. All right, Keith Reed and then number 8 right now working through turn number 3 and 4. White flag will be displayed this time by Ecton, swinging it wide off of turn 4. Lindenberg down low. They'll have the drag race to the line. Going to be the edge to Lindenberg. And Ecton still right there on the outside. Give the edge to Ecton off of turn 2. Let's see if Randy's got the low side momentum, and he makes it work as he tries to draw within a half car length. Yonker has moved up into the number 4 position. Friedrich back in 5th, but it's going to be Keith Reed checking in for his latest Pure Stock heat race victory. Coming back to the stripe. 57 of Ecton will be second. 17 of Lindenberg. 31 of Yonker and the 66 of Dave Friedrich. They will be the top 5.
Okay, front row, let's keep that pace right there. Good pace. Going green out of 4.
All right, field heading down to the Jesse James Automart start zone. Nick Fogel, Dylan Beavers. And not going to happen as we're going to draw that one back real quick.
Caution, caution, caution. 32, that's your 1 warning. Stay in line until the leaders jump. Let's try this again, drivers. Going green this time. Front row, consistent pay. Everybody else will stack up behind the leaders.
All right, see if we can get a better start from the back end of our field here on try number 2 in the Jesse James Automart start zone. Nick Fogel and Dylan Beavers from the front row. Here we go off at turn number 4. Fogel grabs that lead. Everybody pretty much single file off at turn number 2 initially. Going to be Beavers in second. Bryson Fogel, the 77, third. Here goes Fisher to the inside of Jesse Daniels in the 76. They both had their own separate issues in warm-ups, but they're back out there as Fogel leads them back for lap number 1. Coming back for lap number 2, William Beckton Sr. 67 pulls her off into the pits. Nick Vogel pulls it back into turn number 1 as a leader. Beavers in the 62 second. Still going to be Bryson Vogel third. Jesse Daniels in the 76 has wrestled that number 4 spot from Fisher for the moment, but Tyler got a good run down off of turn 2. And that drag race is on. 45 of Lincoln Sutphin watching from behind as a 2 to go indication in the air. Beavers trying to stay as tight with the number 1 of Fogel as he can. And again, he's got some work to do tonight in this pure stock endeavor. Has led the points for much of the season, but Nathaniel Yonker finally grabbed a gear. Dylan had a couple of weeks of not so good fortune, and that's going to change things up as the white flag is out for Fogel. Another driver that knows about misfortunes, leading 2 consecutive feature events late in the event, only to have problems hit. And finally got the monkey off his back 2 weeks ago and picked up his first pure stock victory of the 2025 season. Becoming the 6th different driver in victory lane this year. And right now he is trying to set his sights on winning his 2nd of the season. He's off to a good start as Fogel takes the checkered in qualifier number 2. The 62 of Dylan Beavers will be 2nd. 77 to Bryson Fogel 3rd. 45 of Lincoln Sutphin and the 32F of Tyler Fisher will be your top 5.
All right, front row, good pace there. Let's keep that pace up all the way to turn 4. We're going green out of turn 4.
As we get set for our 5-lap qualifier, race number 1 of 2, Crown Vic drivers in heat race number 2. You can make your way to the staging area. Crown Vic drivers, heat race number 2 to the staging area, please. All right, green is out, and we almost go 3 wide here on the front straightaway. Going to be Jamie Swank in the 98X trying to go to the inside. Barron will take him right up the hill in turn number 1 and 2. Trying to cross over down to the bottom is the 68H of Alan Harding. He will tuck into 2nd. Swank will be 3rd as they work down the backstretch here on lap number 1 with the 45 of Sean Betty currently in 4th. 5 laps again the distance for the first of 2 qualifying races for the Crown Vic machines. Barron's got her wound up on the high side, but it's going to be Harding keeping him honest right now. Half car length back in that number 2 spot. Swank remains in 3rd, followed by the 45 of Sean Nettie. After that, it's going to be the 80. Harding again taking peeks down to the inside, down the back straightaway. Barron for the moment's got that lead. They'll be looking at 2 laps to go here in qualifier number 1. Swank also closing up. Tight 3-car battle as he come off turn 4. 2 to go for Barron and company. .45 of Sean Betty and then the 83 of Ed Vogel. They are the drivers up there in the top 5 in heat race number 1. Top 3 remain tight as they'll be looking at the white flag this time by. Little out of shape goes Harding, and it's going to be Betty down to the bottom side trying to see if he can claim that number 2 position. For the moment, Harding will hold on to it. Actually, it was going to be Swank in that 98X, got a little wide. Trying to see if he can make that top groove work. He goes high upon entrance and then brings it back down low, but car just getting out of shape, and he had to back off of it. And falls back into the clutches of 2 other drivers, that being Meddy and Vogel. And all the while, Barron to that 19. It looks like he's going to come away with the Crown Vic win as he comes off at turn number 4. Jonathan Barron staying perfect here in Crown Vic competition this year. 68H of Alan Harding, he'll come in 2nd. 98X of Jamie Swank will be 3rd. 45 is Sean Meddy, the 83 of Ed Vogel. They will be the top 5.
All right, good slow pace on the backstretch here, drivers. Let's get side by side, front row. Good job. We're going green out of 4.
All right, field stacked up down in 3 and 4 in the Jesse James Auto Mart start zone as we get set, and green is out. All right, green is out here on lap number 1 as our leaders make their way off at turn number 4. Going to be Brent Runk in that 22 trying to hold that lead, but no, it's going to be the 98. Check that. Quentin Beeman, he'll be the leader of lap number 1. Hey, Too Easy is making it look too easy right now. He's up in the second spot. That's Brandon Bowman. Is that number 11? Hey, you got to have some fun. Byler Akey in third spot. Bernheisel with the 119. I had to say that one time. I'll change it to Brady Schabel in the 119, now running fourth. All right, down the back straightaway right now, the 98, Quentin Beeman, started on the outside of road number 1, got the lead from Brent Rong, but that 22 trying to hold on to the number 5 spot as they come off at turn number 4. Wasn't too easy that time for your second place runner. Almost got a little out of shape off that fourth turn, but Brandon Bowman holds on to that position. He's got him stacked up behind him just a little bit. Going to be a pair of 11s, but it's the 11 really of Byler Akey, then the 119 of Brady Schabel. They are the top 4. Followed by the 22 of Brent Rong. Top 5 as they come back for the white flag this time by. Final lap here in our Crown Vic qualifier. The final one of the night. 98 of Quentin Beeman at Stoystown, Pennsylvania, holding that lead right now comfortably over the Too Easy machine of Brandon Bowman. 119 looking to try to make one more move back in third, but as they come back to the stripe, it'll be Quentin Beeman, the 98, coming away with the victory. The Too Easy machine of Brandon Bowman in second, the 11 of Byler Akey third. 119 of Brady Schabel will wind up in fourth, and your pole sitter, the 22 of Brent Rong. He will round out the top 5 in tonight's final Crown Vic qualifying event.
Checker flag. Good job, drivers. Take a pit side.
All right, folks, well, a little business down on the front.
All right, our first driver, Jacob Piper. We can get the Pied Piper out. Oh, there he is. It's been a long weekend. Actually, I've had the same amount of time on a racetrack as you have. You ran at Bedford last night. No, you didn't get the result that you wanted, but that was a pretty strong field of cars. A good start for Bernheisel's Fall Fest series.
Yeah, it's good to see his stuff do good. People complain about that on Facebook, but people complain about everything on Facebook. So if you don't show up at the racetrack, there's not going to be a racetrack here. So I'm just happy that everybody races and here to have fun.
It's always cool when I see you pop into the pit area. Not to switch gears away from here, but how do things look for you? I know it possibly could be for a lot of drivers, race by race basis, see how things go with your equipment. I know you had a little bit of damage on the car early in the race last night. Are we going to see you at Bridgeport and Kutztown next weekend possibly?
Yeah, I'm going to follow all Jim's deals. I got to get my car better. I'm not going to do very good, but no, we were decent qualifying in Bedford and then just blew a tire, and I don't know. It's just I wasn't very good. I wasn't going to go anywhere anyway, but tonight's a different night, so we're starting out good, and that's the plan.
I wouldn't say that because you've got a victory up there this year, so don't sell yourself short. And you got a victory here tonight in the heat race. Let's see if we can make that a better start as well. You feel lucky tonight with that dice?
I hope, and I've always wanted to win here. I've been running in front a good bit here, but maybe tonight's the night. I hope so.
All right, Jake, do it. I want to see that number 1. Jacob Piper out of Mercersburg, Pennsylvania, and he's going to see what he can roll. Oh, I thought he had it. Well, number 2 isn't bad. 2 for Jacob. Good luck tonight, Jacob.
Thank you.
All right, Jacob Piper out of Mercersburg, PA. Again, 22nd last night in round number 1 of Bernheisel's Fall Clash Series at Bedford. He will be at the Bridgeport Speedway next weekend. All right, let's get Brian Kearns out here, our 2-time feature winner in the 83. You know what? I hope you take this the right way. You kind of got that mean Randy Grove look on you, too. You can look at that dice and intimidate it into being a number 1. See, Josh has got the number 1 facing you right now, so you're already good to go. Yeah, see, there you go. Hey.
It don't matter. As long as we're having fun, I don't care what, as long as everybody's safe, it don't matter what I draw, as long as we have a good time.
Well, and you've had 2 feature event victories this year. It's been a very good season. You come right down to the wire pretty much with Steve in the battle for a championship. A very competitive semi-late class, a lot of different feature event winners. I think you guys should be proud of the accomplishments that you've had this year.
We are, and like I said, we started out, we missed a race on purpose, the first race, so I wouldn't be in this position. Because I don't really like racing for points, but now that we're here, we'll just however the dice rolls, however things, you know, he's going to have bad luck, and I don't wish that on nobody. He's raced a good race all year long. He's had good equipment. He's a good racer. So whatever happens, happens.
Well, all you got to do is nonchalantly just go over to him and do what you just did to that dice. What did you do to that dice a moment ago?
I growled at it.
All right, growl at Steve, but roll the dice right now. Let's see what you come up with. 83 of Brian Kearns, two-time winner out of Cross Junction, Virginia. Looking to see what he can roll. It's a number 4. That's all right.
That puts him on the pole, I think.
Oh, shoot. We got some work to do.
Outside pole, but I'll start right behind him, though.
Brian, great season this year. Glad to have you with us, and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, Brian Kearns out of Cross Junction, Virginia, the 83 two-time feature winner in Simulate Action. All right, let's bring up Keith Reed, our 5-time winner in Pure Stock Action. You know, you fooled me because I got the paperwork in front of me, and you know, when I see one side of that car, I'm thinking, oh, it's Blake. So I'm calling Blake out there the whole time during warm-ups, and then I look down at my sheet and say, Blake's not here in the car, it's Keith. Welcome back to Hagerstown and back into the number 1 spot.
Thank you very much, and that's kind of like by design, so nobody knows who's in it.
I thought we were friends. I mean, you can't play tricks on me like that and paint the car off one side one way and one side the other. I mean, you're really making me work for it here. I know you're mad because you haven't had the crab cakes yet, but come on.
That's exactly right. Crab cakes make the world go round.
All right. Keith, the 5-time winner. Go ahead and roll that dice. See what you can come up with here tonight. All right, Keith is going to take her up. Oh, the number 1. There you go, my friend. Let's see. Shake, bump. Go get them tonight.
This makes up for all the bad luck we've been having.
It's all good. All right, my friend. Keith Reed out of Hagerstown, 5-time winner. He's going to see what he can do. Okay, Jonathan Barron. He's already found his way to victory lane. Do we have Jonathan with us here tonight? Jonathan Barron, where are you? Maybe he's superstitious. He didn't want to get out of the car. Do we have to roll the dice with him in the car? Is that what it is? Huh?
I was holding a kid. I wasn't sure what.
You were holding a kid. All right. Jonathan Barron. Hey, you are our first feature event winner. The only winner we've had so far this year. But if tonight's heat races are any indication, it's going to be a pretty tough race out there in Crown Vic.
Yeah, hopefully it goes pretty smooth. Hopefully we can do a repeat. I mean, no way to celebrate his 24th birthday, so.
Oh, well, congratulations. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
You know, I'm sorry that I'm not picking you because I always try to find a car, whether it's in like U-Car competition or whatever, that's kind of odd looking. And I say, all right, that's my horse. And it's always the one that runs last. So a couple of weeks ago, there was a guy that had the 4-sale car. 4-sale.
Yep.
Now I got the 2-easy car. Okay. He finished second in his heat race. Now I'm not rooting against you, but sometimes I kind of pick on people like that. But I might change and I might go on Sportsbet and put you on there. Or my fantasy race pass and put you on there anyway. Should I do that?
I appreciate it. You good?
It's your birthday, so maybe that's a good luck charm.
Great.
All right, roll that dice. Let's see what Jonathan Barron can come up with as he hunts for victory number 2 in Crown Vic competition this year. He'll roll a number 2, and that is a pretty good number. Jonathan, again, thanks for you guys being here. I know I'm going to miss one of your races that you're coming back for. I think that's your Thrills and Spills show, but I'll definitely be back, I think, for your Hub City weekend. You guys plan on being here?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We'll be here every race you guys have us, so.
Great, great. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right, Jonathan Barron in our Crown Vic. He rolled the number 2. We got some race cars about to make their way down the front straightaway. So once again, race fans, it's intermission time. You want to grab a bite to eat or drink, and we'll get the kids and the race car. Championship night here for the late model Sportsmen here at the Hagerstown Speedway. 10 points separate Booze from Breeden. One starts on the pole, the other one to the inside of row number 4. We'll watch the B2. We'll watch the 14. You're going to watch the entire field of cars as they line up down the back straightaway, getting set to hit the Jesse James Auto Mart start zone for the first time tonight. Driver to Greencastle, Pennsylvania, Brian Booze. Mercersburg, PA's Jacob Piper. They're on the front row. Championship on the line. 20 laps ahead. Late model Sportsmen at Hagerstown. In 1 and 2, it is going to be Booze and Piper side by side. Here comes Lear, the 149 to the inside of Rayleigh, quickly up into 4th. Latham in the number 6 machine, currently in 3rd. Booze running the middle line, going to be Piper up high, and going to be Booze leading lap 1, but Spinner in turn number 3 and 4, the 28 of Dylan Pryor. He goes around, and the 27 of Lee Ziegler also spins as the Jesse James Auto Mart caution quickly coming out on the initial lap. He'll stack back up. Booze and Piper on that front row. Jonathan Raley, Austin Latham, pair of Southern Maryland racers back behind him as we get green number 2 in the Jesse James Audemars restart zone this time by. Dead even as they come across the line, and to see the lines they take in 1 and 2. Going to be Booze starting low, going high. It's going to be Piper right behind him as he crossed over and had to tag the tail end of that car, but trouble again in turn 2. Eddie Cornett, one of the drivers involved. Another one down low in that second turn.
All right, drivers are going to try this one more time. Lineup is good, going green out of 4. Front row, you need to be side by side. 21, do not lag back behind that pole sitter. Please be side by side. We got our eye on you.
We will see if the third time is a charm for our late model sportsmen. Hopefully so. Booze and Piper for the third time will bring us to the green. Raley and Latham back in row number 2, followed by Lear and the 000 of Dale Murphy back at the Jesse James Audemars restart zone one more time. Piper going to get the better of Booze this time. A little bit of a gap, not really. Looked like he was off of that 4th turn, but then Booze even things up. Here goes Piper way high in turn number 1 and 2. Booze will pit the gas and he'll take the lead down the back straightaway. Latham in his 3rd spot. Going to be Raley in 4th, followed by Lear and Murphy as they'll span out single file coming off at turn number 4. Booze will get lap number 1. Also, we'll keep an eye on the 14 of Cody Breeden. After that second caution, he is now going to work his way through the field around the 81 of Eddie Cornett. Meanwhile, up front, battle for second. Going to be Latham to the inside of Piper. That driver has gotten more and more comfortable in that late model machine, and he pulls to the inside down in turn 3 and 4. Piper's got the outside advantage. He'll stay second. Latham in 3rd. Raley now under attack by the 149 of Kyle Lear, and that's the ongoing battle for the number 4 position. Behind them, the 000 of Dale Murphy as Lear and Raley remain side by side. Now Lear steps on the gas likewise, and he'll gain that number 4 position down low. Into turn number 3 and 4. Swings it wide off of that 4th turn and give Lear 4th. Raley back in 5th. Murphy in 6th. Bobby Beard 7th. Chuck Cox in 8th. Bonebrake in 9th. And Cody Kirshner. They are the early top 10 here at lap number 3. So battles up in the top 7 or 8 is pretty secure. Going to have to get back to where Murphy is. And that's where Cox, Beard, and company are there as Booze brings it back to the stripe. Meanwhile, trouble for the 12L, Doug Legum out of Rockville, Maryland. He's off the pace down to the inside. We'll see whether he's able to get it off into the pits. As Brian Booze setting sail here early. Piper won that battle with Latham, who just barely tagged that backstretch wall. He kicked up the high side dirt down the back chute. And the 6 remains in 3rd. Lear holding on to 4th, Raley in 5th. Top 5 spaced out pretty good by 5 or 6 car lengths each. Back to the stripe. Going to be Murphy at that 000. He holds on to the number 6 spot. Bobby Beard now up to 7. That's where the Hornets' nest is right now. Chuck Cox, Wesley Bonebrake, Kirshner, Breeden, and Braden Anderson. They're all right in there, fighting for a lot of spots in the back end of that top 10. In the top 5, Latham, the first driver, a little under attack, a little out of sorts off at turn number 4, and that brought Lear's 149 right up behind him. Couple of car length separation as they go off at turn number 2. Top 5 remain the same as we'll put lap number 7 on the board this time by. Booze coming into the night. 10 points to the good over Cody Breeden.
Stay low in turn 1. Low in turn 1. We have debris high. Low in turn 1. Turn 1, drivers. Low in turn 1. Also watch for debris in turn 4. Debris in the middle of 4 and high on turn 1. All right, front row, good consistent pace here. Just stack up side by side, going green out of 4.
Back to green. Booze and Piper, they've been the front row from the outset. Now it's going to be Lear to the outside of Latham in row number 2. And Raley and Dale Murphy in row 3 as we're back in the Jesse James Audemars restart zone off turn number 4. Piper with a really good start off at turn 4, trying to see if he can gain the advantage.
Calvin, we're going to throw
Into 1 and 2, and again, caution, back out.
Caution, caution. All right, front row, you need to be side by side. 21, you've lagged back all day, all night. So please be side by side. This is your warning. That jump, that restart was your fault. So please stay side by side. Y'all are big boys. Let's get this done.
All right, lights are out as we get set to get back to green. Booz and Piper still up front. Here we go, another try. Piper looked like he got the advantage that time off turn 4, but not a good restart, so we'll try it again in the Jesse James Auto Mart restart zone. See if it's a little bit better this time. Booz and Piper working off of turn number 4. It'll be Booz all the way as he brings it back to the stripe. Latham sees the inside line on Piper. Quickly down into 1 and 2. Latham trying to keep that car right to the bottom side of the racetrack. Lear right on his rear decklet, and what a gaggle they've got. Look at that, 5-6 cars, 2 sets of 3 wide battles down the back straightaway as the leaders make their way back into 3 and 4. Lap number 8 on the board. They sorted everything out. They're still fighting hard for several positions outside that top 5. But it'll be Booz, Piper, Latham, followed by Lear, and then the 88C of Chuck Cox. He's worked his way up into 5th. Trouble again, and we got 3 cars involved in turn 1 and 2. One that got through, that will be the 81 of Steve Axtell, but he actually got up on his right side, and he will pull that car off into the pit area. All right, caution lights are out. Going to be Booz and Piper again from the front row. Latham and Lear back in row 2. Chuck Cox of the 88C, he won that battle. There was a lot of cars, 2x2, 3 wide in some places. And they are stacked up, ready to restart in the Jesse James Auto Mart restart zone. It's going to be Booz back to the stripe. Latham and Piper side by side as they work it back into 1 and 2. Booz with a good line as he works through that corner. Piper will hold on to second solidly. Going to be Latham to the bottom side, holding on to third. Lear back in 4th, and then it's going to be Cox and Braden Anderson side by side for 5th. Back behind him, Murphy, Kirshner, and the 14 of Cody Breeden. He's trying to get on the charge and get up through the field to the inside of Murphy. Part of almost a 3-wide battle as they work back to the stripe. That's back in there for the 6th position. Top 4 secure. Going to be Cox to the inside of Anderson. He'll win 5th. Anderson 6th. Breeden still side by side down the back straightaway with the 000 Murphy and the 2+2 of Kirshner. He's trying to find a lane on the outside as they work their way back off of turn 4. Halfway on the board that time by 10 in the record books, 10 to go. Brian Booz trying to win the championship from the number 1 spot. Cody Breeden not done. He plucks around the 000 Murphy and comes up on the side-by-side battle between Cox and Anderson. And that would be the battle for the number 5 position right now. Leaders back. It's going to be Booz, followed by the 21 of Piper, 6 of Latham, 149 of Lear. Those front 4 machines, they've edged away in their single file. 25 of Anderson. For the moment, he's got the number 5 spot. Cox settles into 6th. Going to be Breeden back in 7th, Kirshner in 8th, Murphy in 9th, and Steve Axtell in the 81 rounding out the top 10. Semi-late drivers for your main event to the staging area. Semi-late drivers for your main event. You can make your way to the staging area. Lap number 13 about to go on the board for Brian Booz, the Greencastle, PA driver. He became the 7th or make it 8th different winner in late model Sportsman action this year. And the B2 trying to become only the 2nd repeat winner of the 2025 season. Jacob Piper in the 21 still searching that first one. Likewise for the 6 of Austin Latham. He's got some of the heaviest pressure coming from the 149 of Kyle Lear back in 4th. 14 of Cody Breeden, meanwhile, he's been on the charge. He get around Chuck Cox and Braden Anderson. The 14 has now cracked up into the number 5 position. And again, in need of a caution. He's going to need him. Brian Booz needed many of those during the course of this season as he started further back in many fields. And those cautions worked to his advantage to get himself up into some good spots. And eventually had a last lap move in the final turn around Justin Weaver several weeks ago to pick up his first late model Sportsman win. Meanwhile, 5 to go on the board, and Booz in search. He doesn't have to make any dive bomb moves or try to make some last lap passes. Right now, he's in cruise control with about a 3/4 of a turn advantage over Jacob Piper. Latham, meanwhile, still in control of that number 6 position. I should say in the number 6 in third. As the 149 to Lear, 3 back in the number 4 spot. Here comes the 14 of Cody Breeden on the charge. And another driver heading off into the pit area. Looks to be the 28 of Dylan Pryor here on lap number 16. 17 go on the board for Booz as he exits off at turn number 4. Two laps to go for Brian Booz, and he sees the signals that he wants to see from our head flagman down the front straightaway. As he heads it off into 1 and 2, he has got a couple of cars possibly to deal with. Maybe one. That would be the 81 of DJ Garrett. He's right in front of him. Down the back straightaway. Going to be a good half straightaway advantage over the 21 of Piper. Latham, Lear, and Breeden. They remain the top 5 as Booz brings it off at turn number 4. White flag is in the air, and this is a championship lap for the Greencastle, Pennsylvania driver. Still working the outside of DJ Garrett, trying to ease around him, and he works him off at turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. He'll breathe a little bit easier as now he's cleared Garrett and works 3 and 4. Nobody else to deal with. And off at turn number 4, Brian Booz, the second repeat winner of the season and a championship run tonight in late model sportsman action here at Hagerstown. 21 of Jacob Piper coming home in second. The 6 of Austin Latham will be third. 149 of Kyle Lear and the 14 of Cody Breeden. They will be your top 5. And a lap for insurance for the B2 of Brian Booz as he brings it back across the stripe one more time. And we wrap up tonight's 20-lap late model sportsman main event. As we mentioned, the next time they'll be in action will be 2 weeks from now on the Hub City National Weekend. They will be here on Saturday, September the 13th for a full program. And Brian Booz and company will be here. And that is their version of the Small Car Nationals here at the Hagerstown Speedway. There he is, folks. Brian Booz, your 2025 Late Model Sportsman Champion here at the Hagerstown Speedway. Oh, I thought you were about to get up there, and I thought, oh, my God, that's Connor Zilish all over. Don't trip over the door and break your collarbone. Hey, great job.
Thank you. I'm lucky to get out of that thing. Jeez. Wow. What a race. A lot of restarts.
There was a lot of restarts, and actually the gentleman that was chasing you in the battle for the championship unfortunately got caught up in something. He was able to continue. He was good, and he was making a run trying to get up in that top 5, but there was a lot of battling going on behind you.
Yeah, well, that's good. I didn't see any of it, and I'm thankful for that. But, yeah, we're just thankful for everybody that's helping me out with this. My girlfriend, Kyle, Devin, there's Pete again, Danny, Robbie, Levi. Yeah, we'll throw Levi in there too. My parents, my brother, they're all way out of town tonight, so they couldn't be here. Everybody at the shop that helps us out, just really thankful. This is like the first time we've really been able to chase something, and it feels good to get it done.
And and Mason is going to have to go ahead and watch the WRT replay when Albert puts everything together tomorrow, and you're going to have to tell him. You can tell him tonight, he might already know, but then he's going to have to watch how Brian Booz picked up that late model sportsman winning championship.
Yeah, he's back at school, feeling good, except for the destroyed car, but we're working on something to get him back together, and we'll see what we can get done here.
It's been an interesting season because as Cody was having his issues, I was mentioning he's going to need some cautions to kind of tighten the field up. You've been down that road so many times this year. You had good starting spots, but it was such tough competition to get around one by one that by the time you got maybe, say, 4th, the leader was like a straightaway ahead. It's like he's going to need a caution to tighten this up. You've been down that road before as well.
Yeah, it seems like all year we were down that road. So we struggled with our heat race performances. I think the driver needed to get a little bit kick in the butt and get up on the wheel a little bit. But, starting spots always help. Just thankful for Jacob for running me clean and for drawing the number 2 because that let me control all the starts. Just really thankful for everybody. Thanks to track staff. We're getting better. And thank everybody for coming. I hope they all enjoyed the kid ride stuff. And I guess we'll be back in a few weeks.
And I know I got to thank you earlier while the kids were getting rides in the race cars. You guys did the sponsorship of the Crate Late Models. We thank you so very much for that. I think it was a very good Crate Late Model season here at Hagerstown Speedway. So our thanks to you for being one of our official sponsors here at Hagerstown Speedway. But in addition to all these people over here, I'm sure there's people on this car as well you'd like to thank also.
Yeah, definitely. The Sebco, that's us, our parents. Ernie Dees, he helped me out a little bit a couple years ago. Larry Royston and Metzler. Don Metzler's a good friend, big Ford guy. He doesn't like that there's a Chevy in this one. Really got Fred Jones, who's no longer with us. He was really helping me out at the time when he passed, and I just feel like it's the right thing to do to continue to carry him on the quarter panel with us. And CB Motors, that's our auto repair shop, and Booz Brothers Performance, and everybody that works there. I guess that's it.
You're a very soft-spoken person with a big heart. You can tell. You drive with a heavy foot and a great driving style. What does this championship at Hagerstown mean to you?
It means a lot. I know people talk about they don't like to chase points, and it makes you. I've always said it makes you make the wrong decisions for the wrong reasons when you're trying to push your equipment too far, or you're trying to push yourself too far, or whatever. But I got a great group behind us, and we won this thing together, and I'm really thankful for that. And like Alan Taggy told me, he said, if you get that, they can never take it away from you.
Well, and you know what? I'm going to have to call Carmen Breednout up there, because Carmen, who was Cody's mom, said if Cody couldn't win it, I'm glad Brian did. And that says a lot about Brian Booz. With your competition says if we can't win it, we're glad he did. Brian, you're a class act. Congratulations for a great season and a great championship.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, folks. Brian Booz, your late model sportsman champion. Brian, come here. Make somebody else's dream come true with some money. What you got?
Okay, just hang on. We'll do this, and then I got one more thing I want to do.
What do we got, Linda? $244 tonight. Brian, go ahead and call it out.
I can't read it.
You can't read it. You're going to give it to the older man to read it. All right, 561-770. 561-770 for your 50-50. Brian?
Well, I need my girlfriend to come over here. Come on. Hey, we've been together for a while here. We've been through our trials and tribulations, but this isn't much. It's a J-bar bushing off the car. It's our spare, actually. But I want to ask her if she'll take my hand.
I get to witness this. This is awesome. This is awesome.
We're going to need this bushing back, though. So. Okay. I don't know.
Wow.
And what's our response?
Wow.
All right.
I'm shocked.
Is it yes? Yes? No?
Yeah, I said yes.
You said yes to the bushing?
I said yes immediately. Yes.
All right. Well, they couldn't end any better. Congratulations. Boy, that is a championship night for you tonight. Brian Booz. All right.
Right front row, side by side. Keep that pace up. Stack up going into turn 3. We're going green out of 4.
All right, field is stacked up, ready to do battle. Steve Kent, the latest driver, looking for a championship tonight here at Hagerstown Speedway. Right now, 24 points to the good over the 83 of Brian Kearns in the battle for that Simulate Championship. 15 laps coming up. Ken had been making the high line try and work for him during the heat race action. Couldn't quite do it. Bobby Meisel in that 19M grabs the early lead. Kent will be second. 21 is Stoner. Then the 83 of Kearns. Very tight top four as they work off at turn 4. Kent still working the high side. Give who the number 1 spot? Going to be Kent. And the 1C by a scant few inches, and he'll grab the lead off at turn number 2. Meisel into second. Going to be Stoner in third. Kearns top 4, very tight, followed by the 33 of Scotty Nelson, top 5 as he come back for lap 2. Well, Kearns trying to do everything he can. He got around both Stoner and Meisel, and he moves up into the number 2 spot. But the man he really needs to get is Steve Kent. As we mentioned, 21 separate these two drivers. as they work their way back to the stripe. Or check that 24 points between the top two. It'll be Stoner in third, followed by Mike Sill in fourth. Scotty Nelson, the 33, having a good run. He along with Jason Giesemann. Giesemann looking to the inside of the 81. Try to claim that number 5 position as they come back for lap number 4. So Kent right now, currently a 3-time winner, the only driver that's gotten to that level. We've had a couple different 2-time winners, including Brian Kearns and the 21 of Jason Stoner. So the big winners, multi-wise, have been up in that top 3. Mike Sell, the 19M, having a good run, still looking for his first victory. Giesemann in the 81, former champion. Right now he's got a win to his credit. 33 and Nelson making a rare appearance here from the Southern Maryland area. Right now in 6th as they fan out down the back straightaway. We are a third of the way through tonight's 15-lap main event. Ken will work down the back chute. 25 of Jeremy Mills just in front as lap number 7 about to go on the board. Mills giving him plenty of racing room down on the bottom side as Kent comes back, closing in on the halfway point of tonight's 15-lap main event. Kearns remains in second, Stoner in third. Now the battle is for fourth. Giesemann to the outside to Bobby Mikesell as he working back into 1 and 2, very tightly bunched together. And Giesemann will try and make some high side momentum work off of that second turn, and indeed will. He'll move up into 4th, Mike Sell back to 5th, and we're halfway here in tonight's 15-lap main event. Pure Stocks for your feature event. Pure Stock drivers, you can make your way to the staging area. Pure Stock drivers for your main event to the staging area, please. Oh, Ken in control. Kearns not totally letting him out of the way as they come back to the stripe. About 6 or 7 car length separation. Another 10 back to the 21 of Stoner with 9 complete right now tonight. Once in that 4th spot, Giesemann, he's pulled away trying to catch up to the front 3 machines likewise. Mike Sell, the 19M, he holds on to 5th. 33 of Scotty Nelson back in 6th. 69 of Schneider, followed by the 34 of Swigger, and then the 25 of Mills. They round out the order in tonight's semi-late field as we come back for 5 laps to go.
Caution, caution, caution. Stay high in 3 and 4. High in 3 and 4.
And our Jesse James unmarked caution coming out here at lap 10. 69 of Dwayne Schneider spinning down in turn 4. Again, Pure Stocks for your feature event. Pure Stock drivers, you can head your way to the staging area for your 15-lap main event. All right, field stacked up in the Jesse James Unmarked restart zone. Kent brings him down, right down bottom of the racetrack, trying to fend off Kearns and company as we go back to green. Kent will take it into 1 and 2, middle groove. Kearns starting low, swinging it up high, and here comes Stoner trying to take advantage. He'll draw up to the back deck lid almost of the 83. Giesemann in 4th, and then Mike Sell and Scotty Nelson. Very tight top 6 as we come back for lap number 11. And it's going to be Kearns to the tire tracks of Kent that time. 2 car length separation for those 2 drivers down the back chute. Another 3 back to Stoner. 5 more back to Giesemann. With Mike Sell and Nelson still within striking distance for lap number 12 of tonight's event. Pure Stocks, again, you can make your way to the staging area for your feature event. Pure Stock drivers to the staging area, please. So top 4 evenly spaced out down the backstretch. Kent begins to open up a little bit, lap after lap, a car length here or there, and he'll be looking at 2 laps to go this time behind in search of victory number 4 for the 2025 season. Alan Brandon and Jason Giesemann started the season off taking the first couple of victories of the year. Kent rolled in for 3. Brian Kearns and Jason Stoner, they've had a couple each. Dylan Wilson, and as we said most recently, the 19 of Ronnie Dennis. Multi-time winner in pure stocks and a past champion. Picked up the win a couple of weekends ago. Kent trying to find his way back to victory lane in a big one. White flag in the air for the 1C. Off at turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Good 10-car length advantage over the 83 of Brian Kearns. These two have been the class of the field in the 2025 season, and another champion is the winner as well. Steve Kent takes the Simulate victory and the title in 2025 at Hagerstown. Brian Kearns, Jason Stoner, Jason Giesemann, and Scotty Nelson. He'll grab the number 5 spot to wrap things up tonight in Simulate action. Well, the objective so far on championship night is win, and you can get that championship. Brian Booz did it earlier in the late model sportsman category. Steve Kent said, if you can do it, I'm going to try it as well. And as a result, the driver to Woodsboro, Maryland, picking up his 4th feature event victory of the 2025 season, and thus taking the Simulate crown in 2025.
83 of Brian Kearns, 21 is exactly what he did tonight.
Steve Kent, here he is, your champion and winner tonight here at Hagerstown Speedway. Superman is back in town. Well, Bubba, congratulations. It's been a very tough year as far as competition has been concerned. I mean, you've got 4 victories to your credit this year, but very tough competition. Brian Kearns kept you honest out there. Jason Stoner was tough. You got Giesemann back tonight. A lot of winners in this class. You were able to maneuver 4 this year, and you decided, what the heck, I'll just take the win and make this championship a little easier tonight.
Yes, sir. I figured might as well, we threw some stuff at it trying to get that slick track set up for the Nationals coming up. Tried some different stuff in the car. It felt great. So I always struggled a little bit. Kern's always got me on the slick track deal. So I figured I'd try something, but, congrats to them guys. I know he wanted to win the championship, and but, we're all here for the same reason.
Okay, I'm trying to remember back in the heat races, did it look like you were trying to make something work for you on the high side a little bit better than down on low, or is that where you kind of feel a little bit more comfortable with this car?
In the heat race? Yeah, I mean, I prefer the high line, so really there wasn't much up there, so I had to get the car to stick right in the black, and yeah, man, it worked great. Jason Giesemann helped me. We threw some stuff at it to get the car to work tonight, because like I say, Kearns had my number on these tracks. And like I say, man, everybody put in a good effort this year, man. And, I appreciate everything that everybody's done for me.
Who would you like to thank for this title, Steve?
Yeah, I'd like to, thank all my sponsors from SKS Equipment Diesel, FNA Excavating, and we got Moose Lodge, the Cook Home team, and, the crew, from Jim to Jarrett, Nick, and my dad always comes support me, and I got my wife and my daughter here. So man, what a great way to go out on top.
Do me one quick favor. Look up there and say, Albert, you had your back to Albert most of the time. Say hi, Albert.
Hi, Albert.
All right, Albert, our videographer. Hey, Steve, what does it mean? Yeah, I mean, it's been a very tough year with some competition. I know the field wasn't like late model sportsmen's or crates, but I mean, what was here was always so very tough. It was no given on any Saturday night here at the Speedway, but what does it mean to not only win 4, but take that Hagerstown title?
Man, it means a lot, because, I mean, there's some fast guys. There's good drivers in this class. And, I've came up short. I mean, I have finished second all the other races. So, I've been dialed in and doing the best I can as a driver to be consistent. But, I would have liked to won more. But, hey, I'll take 4 wins.
And 24 points you knew coming in. It wasn't a given. I mean, it was going to have to get up on the wheel tonight. 24 points isn't a whole heck of a lot either.
No, sir. You're right there. And it was a little I was a little weird about the heat race they threw in tonight, because you get points for that, and Kearns got a little bonus points, so that had me a little rumbled, so I focused, dug down deep, and got it done.
Well, Steve, it's always a pleasure having you in victory lane. It's been great seeing you here this year up at Linda Speedway and here as well. Best of luck the rest of the way. Hope you're back here. I think you did mention the Hub City Nationals, and we're looking forward to seeing you against some of the outside invaders and see what improve what Hagerstown Speedway boys can do. Best of luck there, but congratulations on a well-deserved championship.
All right, thank you. And I got it set up for the Nationals, so we'll be good.
All right, Steve Kent, your your champion here in 2025 at Hagerstown.
All right, front row, keep that pace right there. Let's stack up behind them. Tight into turn 3, going green out of 4.
All right, green flag about to go out. Pure Stock Speed brought to you by Bob Spielman Realtors. 15 laps as they take the green. Again, coming in, 31 of Nathaniel Yonker, a 51-point edge over Dylan Beavers. Right now, Beavers third. Yonker buried back at the back end of that top 10. As leaders come off at turn 4, Keith Reed, the 5-time winner, will lead lap 1. Beavers and Ecton side by side for second. Lindenberg and Fogel the top 5. Yonker, a good run off of turn number 2 around Churchy and also the 77 of Bryson Fogel. That will move him up into the number 6 spot. Meanwhile, 3-wide battle involving Beavers, Lindenberg, and Ecton with Fogel right behind him. Yonker trying to break away from Churchy and catch those drivers up in the top 5 as Reed's in control right now. Lindenberg and Beavers having a good battle for third spot, rubbing pretty hard down the back straightaway. And as they work off into 3 and 4, Reed will bring him back to the stripe. Beavers will win that battle. Ecton still in second. Beavers, Lindenberg, and Fogel the top 5. Churchy got back around Yonker moments ago. That will put him up in the 6th. Yonker holding on to 7th. Well, 5 laps complete. We're a third of the way through tonight's 15-lapper. It's Keith Reed by about a quarter of a straightaway over Dylan Beavers. He's won that battle over Lindenberg. Both have got around the 57 of William Ecton Jr. And troubles again hitting Nick Fogel. He wasn't leading this time, but he has problems for the 3rd time in 4 weeks for the Myersville, Maryland driver, and he'll dump it off into the pits. The most recent Pure Stock winner is out of tonight's event. 6 on the board. It's Reed in control. Beavers, Lindenberg, Ecton, and Churchy. They're the top 5. Yonker in the 31. He's trying to gain some spots back up. Doesn't want Beavers to gain any more than he can in order to win this championship tonight. Beavers still looking for his first victory. Yonker, a one-time winner earlier this season. And mired in the middle of that top 5, Lindenberg and Ecton. They both had strong runs all year long and still haven't gotten that first victory of the year. Yonker again to the inside of Churchy. They've had the battle amongst themselves, and that's for 5th position as they come back for lap number 8, halfway on the board in tonight's 15-lap Pure Stock main event. Crown Vic Drivers for your feature. Crown Vic Drivers, you can make your way to the staging area. Crown Vic Drivers for your feature event to the staging area, please. Well, the battle really is back in there for the number 5 position. That's where your point leader Yonker is. He, along with 2-time winner Brandon Churchy. The top 4 pretty well secure with 9 laps complete. Half straightaway edge for Keith Reed, looking for win number 6. Beavers now winning the battle with Lindenberg. Opens up about a 4-car length advantage. Another 5 back to Ecton, and then that side-by-side battle between Yonker and Churchy back in 3 and 4 as we have 5 laps to go.
caution, caution. Go low in 4. Drivers go low in turn 4.
And our Jesse James Unmarked caution coming out here at lap number 10. Looks like the 13 of Cody Christie doing a variety of spins in different directions off at turn 4. All right, field stacked up in the Jesse James Unmarked restart zone. One more time. 5 to go. Keith Reed, half straightaway lead. Wiped out. Dylan Beaver still in search of victory number 1. Randy Lindenberg, William Ecton Jr., Brandon Churchy, top 5. Here we go. Back to green off turn 4. And Brandon Churchy, he got a good jump on that restart. He got 2 more spots. He gets around Ecton and the 17 of Lindenberg. Here goes Jonker. He's got a good run down on the bottom side. He'll go to the inside of Ecton. Try to draw even with Lindenberg and move up 2 more spots in the order. Wants to keep that 62 in his sights as they work off turn 4 for lap number 11. Reed all the while has just stretched it out one more time. Beavers holding on to second. Churchy settles into third. Yonkers on the move. He does get Ecton that time. A little bit better run and closer to getting up by the Lindenberg machine as they'll come up behind Churchy, and that's the battle for 4th right now. Lindenberg will hold on to it with Beavers right in front of them, as well as Churchy back to the stripe for lap number 12. Yonker trying to make that low line working. They are jammed up. Churchy, Lindenberg, and Ecton to that outside line. And Yonker just trying to ease on by in the fast lane and see if he can take a few more spots as he gets even with Lindenberg in 3 and 4. That's the battle for 4th. Reed will take the 2 to go sign this time by. Beavers in 2nd. Churchy in 3rd. Yonker and Lindenberg side by side for 4th. Fisher now joins the fray. He's up there with Ecton in a pair of 2x2 battles off at turn number 2. Yonker again, another good run. He's made his car work very well through the corners down low, enough to give him a good launch off of that second turn. Just can't quite clear Lindenberg when he gets into 3 and 4, and the white flag is in the air this time by. Checkered in the air, and maybe a championship winning move for Yonker. He made that low side work. He got around Lindenberg. Now he's fighting with Churchy. Keith Reed will take the victory. Dylan Beavers in 2nd. Yonker in 3rd. Churchy in 4th. And the 17L, Randy Lindenberg in 5th. But those low side moves and that persistence by Nathaniel Yonker is what will propel him unofficially to the Pure Stock Championship for the 2025 season. And all the while, Keith Reed coming away with victory number 6 for 2025. Coming up in a few moments, our 12-lap finale for the Crown Vic drivers. So if they can hear us on the backside, Nathaniel Yonker. If you could also bring your car out onto the front straightaway, we'll get Nathaniel Yonker out here as well. Keith Reed, our 6th victory of 2025 in pure stock action here at the Hagerstown Speedway. So the paint job doesn't matter if it's different on both sides. Car still runs very smooth up front. Congratulations on victory number 6 this season.
Man, to God goes the glory. I mean, that's Blake's car. That thing is just as capable of winning as mine. I'm not real happy with how the track handled a few things this year, but we're here to do business.
Well, and you know what? You said a lot because Blake did show a lot of good signs of improvement this year, and I think only going to get better from here in the future for that number 8B machine. You guys have to always do that to me when you come out. I'm trying to figure out who's who out there. And it even got tougher because, like, when you came out for, like, warm-up sometimes, you'd have to look up there, and I'd have to look over to Josh. Well, I got a screen over on my side now. Which one is it? Because Blake was showing signs of a lot more speed in that car, and that was good.
Well, I got a few more years on Blake. But that car ran real good tonight. I mean, we had to tune it. I'm sorry I didn't come out for the kids, but we were we were working on it, trying to get it better. You know, good calls from Clint. You know, Blake's here in the pits helping, and thank God, he gets all the glory.
Oh, absolutely. And victory number 6, and another victory for you tonight. It's been a good season. I know there were some bumps in the road, and I know you're a little worn down by some of it, but again, you've always handled it very well. I appreciate that very much. You're a class act, and I thank you for that, and I congratulate you. Who would you like to thank here tonight?
I want to thank Garvin Signs, Poncho's Racing Products, Danny's Auto Repair. I know this is an old door, but Triad Engineering should be on there. And you know, I just thank God. I mean, he's the one that helped us. You know, that bad wreck back there. I mean, it was only by the grace of God that he kept me safe. You know, just thank.
And we're all very thankful. Keith, again, great job in this season.
Thank you very much.
All right, Keith Reed, 6 times a winner in 2025. Nathaniel, come on out here, Bubba. A very tough pure stock class, and there were still a lot of other drivers very capable of scoring victories. Our hats off to Dylan Beavers in the 62, William Becton Jr. in the 57. They were 2 drivers so deserving feature event victories, and that's going to be coming their way very, very soon. And who knows, maybe the Hub City National could be their lucky weekend of racing, and we certainly wish them the very best of luck. And of course, that's the next time we'll see all of our pure stock drivers again on Friday night, September the 12th. They will be here. And when Nathaniel Yonker comes back in through the gates of Hagerstown Speedway, he will be known as the 2025 Pure Stock Champion. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you very much. I love to hear that.
I tell you what, it was fun watching you because you were persistent in that low groove going through the turns, and you were digging the whole way. You made it work, though.
Yeah, it felt kind of slow, but man, it would really pull off that turn.
And this is a guy that was chasing the championship, and I just mentioned it, and I didn't even see you over there, but you are also very deserving of a victory this year. I know you had the point lead for quite some time, but as you know, it's tough to keep it here in that pure stock class, Dylan Beavers. It's very tough. You, William Ecton, Nathaniel, Keith, Blake, so many of them. You guys have a great crop.
Man, I know we come out here every week, and we give it everything we've got, and we've got so close, so many times, but all I'm happy right now because I'm proud of my best friend right here. We've got 1-2 a few years ago in the championship, and this year we flip-flopped it, and I can't be more proud of him.
Well, we see both of you guys at the Hub City coming up.
You'll see me.
I'll definitely be here.
Okay, if he said he's coming, he put up the dare, you're coming too. Nathaniel, what does this championship mean to you this year?
More than ever.
You know you just got DQ'd because the driver has to bring the car into victory lane. I hate to tell you that. So Dylan Beavers unofficially has just won the championship. You know that, right?
Well, that is the driver.
They're going to hit me.
That is the driver.
It is a driver. All right, folks, give it up to this driver, the unknown man. Who is it? Is it your dad? That's your dad. All right. Well, guys, congratulations. Thank you so much for being such class acts. Keith, Nathaniel, Dylan, all you guys have put on a great show. You always make it fun for me. You give me a lot to talk about upstairs, and I just want to say thank you. Nathaniel, who would you like to thank for this championship moment?
Well, I'm supposed to have a list, but I'm not sure about that.
Get my car.
My mom, my dad, my Uncle Craig, Tinkerbell over there, and there we go.
Cheater.
Uncle Cody, Renee, my girlfriend, sister Sarah, Grandma Nick, Granddad Billy, Larry, and my niece Harlow. It's my favorite.
Great job. And a great effort again, too. You know what? Again, no, we averaged 1, wasn't it? Now you've gotten 2, so we're getting better, aren't we?
We're doing better.
All right. Well, maybe 3's coming to that Hub City National. Congratulations for being the 2025 Pure Stock Champion. I'll say that one more time to you.
Like that. Thank you very much.
All right, Nathaniel Yonker taking your Pure Stock title.
Nice and slow there, front row. Let's get side by side. Nice slow pace here. We'll go to green out of turn 4.
All right, our Crown Vic machines get through the Jesse James Auto Mart start zone. Green flag in the air for their 12-lap main event. And it will be that J19 Jonathan Barron celebrating his 24th birthday and looking for that second consecutive Crown Vic win as he takes the lead down the back straightaway. Quinn Beeman, the pole sitter, drops into second. Here comes that 2EZ machine from the outside of row number 2. That's Brandon Bowman challenging for the number 3 spot off turn number 4. Everybody pretty tight with Barron leading lap number 1. Beeman will be second, Bowman in third. He goes up the racetrack and everybody avoids him. It was like 4 cars right there. And here comes the 11 of Byler Akey. He will move up into third. And 2 is outside, the 119. Brady Schabel also trying to get up in there. As problems for the Bowman machine, limping down the back straightaway. Looks like he'll duck off into the back pit area. Tough break for the 2EZ machine, starting 4th on the night and out after lap 2. Three laps complete this time by. Going to be the J19 of Barron holding on to the lead. Pole sitter Quentin Beeman, the 98, in second spot. Another 5 car lengths back. Going to be the 11 machine powered by Byler Akey. Then the 119 of Brady Schabel. And right behind them, the 98X set will be Jamie Swank in the top 5. As Barron has about a 3 car length advantage. Well, 4 complete. Top 2 have edged away just a little bit. Good battle for third. Right now, Byler Akey in the 11 still has it. The 119 of Brady Schabel right there. 98X of Jamie Swank holding on to that position just behind him. And 5 are complete as we close in on the halfway point here in tonight's feature event, and Beeman won't let Barron out of his sights, and right now they are very tightly bunched together. Cross flags for halfway coming up this time by. It will be 6 laps complete. Well, Barron taking a little bit higher line through the corners, and that keeps that door open for Beeman. He'll draw even or try to down the front straightaway. And the battle was on for the lead. They got one slower car to deal with up in turn number 1 and 2. And Beeman almost lost it. He gathers it back in. And Barron, by virtue of that, will able to thread the needle and go up in between the lap car and the second place machine. So Barron holds that lead as we come back for lap number 7. Top 2 in control, the 11 machine of Byler Akey not far back as they have been battling pretty hard. Akey's only about 5 car lengths back in the number 3 spot, followed by the 119 Brady Schabel. And after that, the 98X, I believe, of Jamie Swank. They are the top 5 heading down the back straightaway. 68H of Alan Harding holding on to 6th. 8 laps complete this time by. 4 circuits to go here in our Crown Vic Feature. Barron looking to become the repeat winner and only winner so far in Crown Vic competition this year. They'll be back in the Hub City National event coming up soon here at Hagerstown as well. Trouble in turn 4. One driver spinning as the leaders are bearing down, and caution, our Jesse James Automart yellow flag out here in our feature event. All right, double wide with 4 laps left to go. Barron and Beeman, they are the front row. That's the way it's been from the outset. They have just flip-flopped from the initial start as they head into the Jesse James Automart start zone one more time. Leaders making their way back into turn number 3 and 4. Beeman, he had shadowed Barron for several laps. Now he gets a little out of sorts, not by much. And then trouble for one other driver high up in the banking and up against the wall in turn number 4. Looks like he's trying in vain to keep it going. But our latest Jesse James Automart caution will be back out. All right, 2 to go here in our 12-lap main event. Quentin Beeman started on the pole. He fell back behind Barron, and at that last restart, he found something that put him up in the number 1 spot. Barron's right there, still looking for that second victory in a row as we get set back in the Jesse James Automart restart zone. Green flag back in the air, and Beeman trying to win the battle back down into turn number 1. Car number 11, a Bilaraki. He's right there as well. Heat race winner in round number 1 earlier this year. Barron, twister sideways, and around it goes. He does the 360. Will he continue on, or he will wait for that yellow flag and caution quickly right back out on the speedway? All right, field stacked up for the restart. 2 to go. Going to be Beeman up front. The 11 of Akey in second spot. The 119 of Shavel holding on to third. As we look for the Jesse James Automart restart zone and that green flag one more time. Quentin Beeman, the pole sitter, trying to see if he can become the second winner in Crown Vic competition this year. And the green is back out. Beeman and Akey lead them off into turn number 1 and 2. And trouble again over in turn number 2. And looks like that driver will whip it back around, but we've got Barron in the 19H. Looks like he's got some issues. He's drifting down the back straightaway. Some more problems for the 19H. Meanwhile, white flag is in the air for Beeman in the 98 machine. Barron will pull it off into the pit area, so we will have a new winner in Crown Vic action for sure as the leaders head down the back straightaway the final time. Beeman's put some distance on the 11 of Akey down the back straightaway. And right now the 68H of Alan Harding. He is now up into the number 3 position as the leaders work their way back into 3 and 4. Started first, fell back to second, regained the lead, and now's got the victory. Quentin Beeman, the 98 out of Stoystown, Pennsylvania, taking his first Crown Vic event victory here at the Hagerstown Speedway. The 11 of Bilaraki, he'll wind up in second. 68H of Alan Harding will be third, followed by the 83A of Ed Vogel. And the top 5 being made up by the 119 of Brady Shabel. So once again, folks, that will wrap up the racing action tonight here at Hagerstown. Again, we will be off next weekend from stock car action here. Quentin, you got to do an old man a favor. Even though you guys don't weigh, do me a favor next time. For this old man, take just a grand lap around the racetrack real slow. And by that time, I might be down here to talk to you. Hey, dude, congratulations and welcome to Hagerstown Victory Lane.
Thank you.
Hey, started up front. Jonathan Barron got you early. But what'd you find on that restart day? Was able to get you back around?
I was lucky the draw starting on the outside gave us quite the advantage. But we lost power steering sometime early on, and it was a battle for sure.
Oh, wow. And of course, this Crown Vic class has been very good. Tell me about how things have been going for you. I know I got a chance to talk to Byler when he won the first heat, and he did the redraw last time, and obviously got to talk to Jonathan. Most of you guys have a chance to run, I believe, at Bedford and Latrobe. What's your season been like? Where you been running, and how things have been for you?
We've won a couple at Bedford, a couple at Latrobe. We ran down to Cumberland once. We've had a really good season so far.
Well, good. And it looks like this class is really gaining in popularity, not only in this area, but a lot of people have been talking Crown Vics. It's like they want to add these classes. And I'll be honest, I guess a few weeks ago when they came for the first time, I'd never seen them, whether it be on like flow racing, if they were a support class, or anywhere in person. So I wasn't really sure, but I was very impressed with the style of cars, the paint jobs, and everything. It looks very good. This is a very good-looking class and a well-run class, it looks like.
Yeah, for sure. Mark called me not last year, the year prior, and was like, would you have any interest in building a Crown Vic? And I said, give me one. And here we are.
Well, it's good to see you in Victory Lane. What's it mean to win at Hagerstown?
A lot. We were close last time and just didn't quite have enough.
Will you be back for the Hub City Nationals?
Absolutely.
All right, so you got a lot of work to do. Hopefully you can bring some of them other Crown Vic boys and you have an even bigger field for that next time.
We'll definitely try.
Who else would you like to thank tonight?
I got to thank Gonis Weldon and Fabricating, Mark McClellan with On Time, and Crown Vic Northeast, obviously. kind of rounds it out.
And remember, next time when you don't weigh, remember the old man that's going to come all the way down the steps and interview in victory lane, okay? Just do me that favor, would you?
Yeah. We'll do a donut on the front stretch next time.
All right, Quentin. Good luck. Until we see you, Dan, we hope to see you back here in 2 weeks. But in the meantime, good luck the rest of the way, and thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
All right, Quentin Beeman, our Crown Vic winner tonight here at Hagerstown.